Hey there, I wanted to talk to you more about my GLP-1 holistic health program and also give you some facts about GLP-1s and some information so that maybe you can make a more informed, educated decision for yourself, or if you have a loved one on this, just be more educated in the field because there is a lot of noise out there. There are a lot of influencers pushing this. It's a lot of non-medical people, and there's a way to do this and to do this for health, to do this for longevity, to do this with medical supervision and the safe way that is going to support you long term. And then there's also a way to be on GLP-1s and not, lose muscle mass, lose bone, receive Ozempic phase because you have that rapid weight loss, hair loss, end up with a slower metabolism in the end. And actually, that is really one of the major reasons why I started the holistic health program. As y'all know, I have been in this holistic wellness field now for about 13 years. I've been a nurse for 20 years. And around this time, about 10 years ago, I remember I was getting married and my husband's like, why are you going to an interview? We got all our wedding planning, but I started working with a obesity specialist, MD, and cardiologist. So weight loss has been something that has been near and dear to my heart. And why? Why weight loss? Why do I care about it? Because when someone is carrying additional weight, when somebody has obesity, when somebody's struggling with all the comorbidities that come with that, it really affects quality of life. And I've worked so many times with women who were exercising, eating well, trying to manage their stress, and still just struggling with weight. And so much more than just the weight. Well, that's one thing, right? That's one piece. We all know when we've had extra weight on us, how that feels, how that can affect our confidence, affect our self-esteem. There's also an array of medical conditions that come when we struggle with obesity. And so what I was seeing in this space is that a lot of people get a prescription or ordering peptides, research grade, and not even with any medical supervision, and just losing a bunch of weight. And I cannot emphasize enough, if you're gonna get on a GLP-1 and not implement the lifestyle pieces to it, my strong opinion is not to do it at all. And so this program really is a lot of support. It's a lot of what to do next. It's a lot of structure, and it's really to set you up long term. So with GLP-1, it stands for glucagon-like peptide, and it does many things. It helps stabilize blood sugar. We're noticing now that it also reduces inflammation. For a lot of people, it starts to quiet that food noise, cravings, and helps you feel fuller longer. We're even finding that it kind of has a mind-body connection there. So many things are going on. I think we're going to just learn more and more and more about this medication. There's short-chain amino acids that turn on these healing mechanisms in the body. And what we find is some people are more genetically predisposed to carrying extra weight, and some people have had life situations that have happened that have caused them to have additional weight, and with that, metabolic syndrome. So whether that's high cholesterol, sleep apnea, joint pain, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, there's an array of things that come. And as we know, these put us at risk for heart attack, for stroke, and do negatively affect quality of life. So with this medication, it is so important to implement the lifestyle practices, because I think this is where it's also getting a bad rap, and people will say like that medication's horrible. People can get on a GLP-1 and drink a caramel latte for breakfast and have a piece of pizza for dinner and do that for 6 months, lose weight, but unfortunately you're gonna lose muscle mass. You're gonna be nutrient depleted because you're not getting enough food and you're not maintaining your muscle, as I stated, and you're not establishing any more healthy habits. And although the person may be at a lesser weight at the end of the 6 months, I'm just using that time frame, their basal metabolic rate is going to be lower, so they're going to burn less calories at rest. The weight that they lost is going to be a majority of muscle, and sometimes that also affects the bone density. They may end up with hair loss, nutrient deficiencies. When you lose weight too fast, or when you take these medications in too high of dosing too quick, that's a lot of times where the symptoms come as well. So there's a lot of reasons why there is a lot of negative feedback, because people are not getting the medical supervision, the guidance, the support, the structure, and implementing the lifestyle piece that is so necessary if you're going to be on this medication. I think that these are a great tool, awesome tool for some people. Like I said, I can't tell you how many times I've worked with women over the years who, even I, to my own ignorance, were like, okay, well, maybe you need to do a little longer fast, or maybe you need to lift a lot heavier, or maybe we need to give you 300 more calories a day, or 400 more calories a day. Maybe it's your stress, or it's your gut health. And yes, all of these things do play into the situation. But imagine, like, that's been, and you can probably relate if you're listening to this and that's been you. That's been your reality the last 10 years. You've tried all kinds of things. Nothing's really moving the dial. You've been doing this for 20 years. Very frustrating, right? So these can be such a great tool in combination with that lifestyle piece, with really understanding how the metabolic system ended up where it is. And it's not just one thing, right? It's so many things. We're exposed to so many endocrine disruptors, stress, the fast pace of our lifestyle. Everybody's body responds and acts a little different to certain things. Like, there's so many things that go into it, but I am so passionate about helping people have quality of life while they're here, to really reclaim their health, to feel good not only in their bodies, but emotionally, mentally. And so what this program is, it is that holistic approach. I have everybody who joins the program read the book Weightless. It's an amazing book by a board certified endocrinologist and obesity specialist. So this is a program that really is structured. And I just want anybody who listens to this video, if you are on a GLP-1 and you're not doing those lifestyle pieces, I really want you to hear just how important it is. If you're considering going on it, but you're really not willing, and it's a journey, right? It's a progress. That's why this program is 6 months. If you're not willing to make those changes, maybe reconsider, is there another way that you want to go about this? Because again, when your appetite goes down, which it's going to more than likely happen, when your food noise goes away, but if you're not going to implement stress reduction, mindset, emotional support, eating your protein, strength training, moving your body, hydrating, if you're not really willing to build up to implement all those things, and you're just going to continue to, I'm using an example, right? Drink an orange juice, drink a latte, and then eat one meal at the end of the day that's, doesn't have a lot of fiber, doesn't have a lot of antioxidants, doesn't have a lot of nutrient value, that's processed food, your metabolic condition is only going to improve ever so much. And you may end up with way more complications as a result of that restriction that can happen. So I think it's important that people are informed, that they are able to make decisions that best support them. It's not a decision that anyone else can really make for you. I think that you can sit with your medical provider and talk to them, go into the appointment with education, with questions, do your own research. Can be helpful to hear other people's experiences, and also every experience is unique to its own, and a lot of the information that's out there, especially on the internet, can be very biased. It can be very skewed. And so to get a full picture, look at the board of obesity medicine, look and see what they say, look at endocrinology, right? These GLP-1s have been studied and have been used for 15 to 20 years. So we have a good amount of time and a good amount of research on them now. I also am a strong believer that it's best to maximize the least amount of medication possible. And like I said, there's a lot of jumping too quickly to higher doses and rapid weight loss. Most people do not, from a health standpoint, really need to release any more than 2 pounds a week, because then we start losing that muscle mass. Now, if you're extremely morbidly obese, you probably will end up in the beginning releasing a little bit more than that. But let's say you're 5'7", 240. We really want to try to keep you at about 2 pounds. We want to preserve your bone. We want to preserve your muscle. We want to eventually build your muscle. We want to replenish your gut microbiome. We want to support you mentally, all of those things. So if you have any questions, go ahead, comment below. If you're feeling like, wow, I'm interested in this, go ahead, you can comment below well-being, or you can send me a message. I can help you decide if this is a good next step for you. Some people will be on some form of this indefinitely, right? If you think about, some people have struggled with their weight, with their metabolic conditions since they were 9 years old, right? And you can look at, let's say, thyroid disease, for example. A lot of people will stay on their thyroid medication, although there are lifestyle changes and ways of healing that people can get off medication. And I also believe that, but for some people, they won't, right? And that's a whole other conversation there. But my point is that some people will be on maybe a small dose indefinitely, whereas some people, let's say they had a major life event, they had an injury, and they've never struggled with overweight, they've never struggled with obesity, but being sedentary, being injured, the trauma of the injury, everything else that came with that, they've put on an additional 45 pounds, and for whatever reason, maybe they're going through menopause, not able to release that. Maybe that person won't need to be on it forever. So again, it's so individualized. It's not a one size fits all in any way, shape, or form, although there are some general things like those lifestyle pieces that I mentioned that are so essential, at least for the people that I'm working with in this program. So again, any questions, comment below. Look forward to connecting with you. Have a blessed day.